Hello, beautiful people. My name is Athol. Let's jump into it. And today I want to follow up on an email exchange I had at my AskAtholAnything@gmail.com address. So here is the question. Athol, could you describe passive victim of circumstance a little more? So this is the scenario where there are two negative thoughts that are dovetailed together. And the thought one is, bad things are always going to happen to me in relationships. And the second thought is, and I am powerless to stop those bad things from happening to me. And this all comes about usually from, early childhood, maybe as late as teenage years, maybe as late as being a young adult in their first couple of relationships. But they've been in experiences over and over that are legitimately bad, legitimately horrible. And this is where they got the mindset of bad things are always going to happen. And they've also been young enough and powerless enough that they haven't been able to stop them. So just imagine for yourself, if you're 5 years old and your parents are hostile, abusive, neglectful, or just yell a whole lot or whatever it is, you as a 5-year-old are powerless to stop them from doing anything bad. So put that mindset of being a passive victim of circumstance into a normal adult relationship. Bad things are always going to happen, and I can't stop them. Well, that's going to put them on edge. That is going to make them always sort of bracing for the worst stuff to happen. It's going to make them fantasize and have nightmarish thoughts about the relationship ending, about being cheated on, about being left, about being hurt, about being stolen from. They're always going to be just on edge and anxious that their partner is going to somehow betray them. And as a result, they try and take control of that. They try and get their partner living in this tiny little box of what they're allowed to do, or what they're allowed to think, what they're allowed to say, what they're allowed to wear, where they can go, who they're friends with, and they sure as hell cannot look at members of the opposite sex. And this is all trying to just stop the bad things from happening. And it's just horribly passive aggressive because they do have that mindset of powerlessness. It's not like they're being assertive or proactive or let's have a really serious moderate conversation about something, figuring out how we act together. No, it's all passive aggressive. It's all needy. It's all from a place of pain and hurt. And their partner experiences this as just being horrible to live with. Their partner experiences all this as being horribly negative and just downright mean at times. And this is what drives their partner away. This is what makes their partner think about getting a divorce. This is what makes their partner think about taking space or going on vacations by themselves or just finding somebody on the side. The trouble is, for the passive victim of circumstance, they don't make that connection between them acting a certain way and that having any kind of influence on their partner. They have this mindset of, I'm just reacting to what my partner is doing. I'm just reacting to what my partner is saying. And they really do have this internal mindset of, if my partner is acting good, my relationship is good. If my partner is acting badly, my relationship is bad. But if I act good or bad, it has no influence on anything. So the terrible irony is, very often, it's their own toxic, controlling behavior that brings about the most negative things that they fear and they just hope never happen to them. Furthermore, the trouble is, when their relationships start blowing up, when their partner wants to divorce them, when their partner finally has so much of it, they are finding somebody else or taking space or asking for a separation. Rather than looking within and say, okay, what was my part in this? What did I do to create all this? Their partner finally pushing back, their partner finally acting out. That is just viewed as proof that bad things are always going to happen. It's viewed as hard evidence, yet again, that all men are jerks, that all women are like that, and they all do this to me, and I'm just this passive victim of circumstance. See, the bad things happen just like I thought they would, just like I said they would. You're like all the rest. And I've seen this a number of times, and that's literally the story they tell when the relationship is over. My husband, my wife, they were toxic, controlling, negative, horrible, treated me like crap, and that's why it all fell apart. It's them, it wasn't me. I just reacted to them. And I've seen this a number of times with relationships where they've come close to that breaking up point where it's usually been the husband. He's like, she just talks about me like I'm this horrible, horrible jerk. And I'm starting to realize that she's talking about me the way she talked about her ex-husband, the guy before me, her last boyfriend, and the one before that. And now I'm starting to realize that maybe those guys she was framing as these horrible jerks, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were just facing some of the same stuff that I'm facing. And I've even had some stories where those guys have actually found the ex-husbands, gotten together, had a few beers, swapped the stories, and all the stories are the same. And the guys come away saying that, her ex-husband was just the nicest, most pleasant guy. So that's what I mean by passive victim of circumstance. They're terrified that bad things are going to happen. They feel powerless. They basically act horribly controlling, and they don't see that as having a negative influence on their relationship. And then when their relationship blows up, they just see that as proof that bad things always happen to them, and they are powerless to stop it. So that's the video. I hope you liked it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good internet stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.